Okay,
Video
so
starting in 3, 2.
Are we episode 11?
We're 12. We're an even dozen. It's a baker's dozen.
No, Baker's dozen is 13. Crazy.
Well, that's Monday. We'll have a baker's.
Join us.
This is the part of the podcast where we're still getting our crap together.
Yeah, it's actually, as soon as I can, podcast update for everyone. I'm Stacy. This is my husband, Doug.
Hello.
And this is the Marital Hate Podcast. We don't actually hate each other. Well, most of the time. I love that we have people, our regulars, Tracy and Debbie are here.
And
I bet Todd's coming in.
Was it last Friday? It was our first Friday and nobody joined. There was nobody.
Yeah,
Everybody had stuff to do.
You guys are here on Friday night.
Well, it's now a thing.
Tracy's asking if you do graphic design.
That's exactly what I do.
Yes, he's a creative director.
I'm kind of a grown-up graphic designer.
He's a brand strategist.
No, I'm not
expert.
a brand. Well, I'm not a brand strategy, but I'm a brand identity and guidelines expert and a visual brand expert. Yes.
And modest too. Y'all know a certain company y'all used to work for.
Yeah.
And who did all the investor decks?
They sold for a lot of money too.
Sold for a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, we just talk about it's titty night again?
Oh, geez.
This dress, I think.
Always titty night.
Can you see right through it?
No, you can't really because it's tie-dye.
Can I tell you?
Although the camera's making it look like you're like out there.
I wore this. So the day that the clutch in the Jeep died,
yes.
I had this on.
Yeah.
And the cop is like, oh, well, at least you had a day at the beach. And I'm like, I fucking live at the beach. It's going to be $1,500 to replace the stupid clutch. And it's my baby. So I bet you did, like, in that exact, when Doug was driving the Jeep and the clutch went. The clutch was on its way out when we bought it. When that happened, did you think to yourself, why the fuck couldn't Stacy have been driving right now?
No, I was because I was like on the way to do an errand, and I was just more thinking about
it was the errand. We actually saved somebody's life. Whole other story. We can loop back on that maybe.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Saving human lives, less important than the things that we talk about. But this dress that I bought at Remy's in Bridgeton, Maine. We love Bridgeton.
We'll talk about that one night.
Remy's. I can never remember if it's Remy's or Rennie's. I think it's Rennie's with an N.
I can tell you. I can look it up.
I don't know. I always have to try to remember the coffee cup that's in the kitchen because we bought a Rennie's coffee cup.
I think it's Rennie's. Yeah.
Rennie's or Remy. I always have to look it up. Not the point. Bought this dress there, $10. One size fits all. It has been used and abused.
Yes, Rennie's. It's now closed. However, just for the night.
Oh, okay.
It'll be back tomorrow.
But with an N.
It's an N.
It's
an
N. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me an N. N. You know what that spells?
The N word?
No, you can't do that.
You said give me an N. Gave you an N.
All right. So anyway, this dress. So the cop thought I had been at the beach because I guess it looks beachy.
It is beachy.
So then, I haven't really been wearing bras for a long time because of my lymph nodes. Like if you look,
we
my dress is torn.
We talked about that last night too.
Yeah, my dress is torn. Look at this. I look like almost.
You're gonna have to drive back to Maine.
Anyway,
3 days.
my armpits are like tits because my lymph nodes are so swollen, and so when you wear a bra, it has a tendency to block all that nonsense up, especially a bra that would hold someone my size. So I had taken to not wearing a bra, which is kind of a problem for people in public. They're like, oh my God, you get looks. I get looks anyway. People have follow me around stores and whatnot. Okay, fine.
There's a new term for your breast size.
What is that?
Major League Yabos.
Major League Yabos. I enjoy that. So we are at the garden center. What's the one in Marshfield on the way to the beach?
I don't know. I remember their name. I know what you're talking about.
It might be there. I'm not sure. I don't want to name it. Anyway, I'm there with my friend. We're picking up some clearance plants, vegetables, plants. A little late in the season, but that's okay. They worked out. We had a lot of celery. Grow your own celery, by the way.
It's 4 times greener, easy, than the stuff you buy in the store.
It's just so much better. Anyway, we're walking around the garden center. Bright in the sun. Apparently you can see right through everything.
The whole thing.
I'm talking
back, front, sides.
The A, the C, and the D's. Let's face it, they're bigger than D's at this point. Yeah. Like how many?
I don't know. I'm telling you, they just go to a major league.
Anyway, my point was this dress is see-through, and I will not stand up in the sunlight for you people to see. But I might be doing the show again. I don't care. Like I know she doesn't. Like seriously, I'm seriously considering doing an OnlyFans because I just float around the pool like half naked and naked half the time, and just to make a little extra cash. But
like how much extra cash?
I don't know. I mean, Can y'all just let me know if you'd
Yeah.
be willing to pay and how
Are we
much
ta-
you'd be
are we-
willing to
you
pay
know,
to
like
watch me
we-
swim around my pool and
Are you
like an
talking like
OnlyFans
100
membership?
large? If you could get 100 large,
Like $100 or you
no,
mean like 100 grand?
100 grand a year for doing OnlyFans from the
Have you
pool.
ever seen the movie The Witches of Eastwick? You know the booby dolls that Cher makes? By the way, filmed in Cohasset. The booby dolls that
They're
that
fertility
Cher
goddesses,
hurts,
yes.
that's what I look like naked. Or if you know my personal Facebook page, the gnome on my page.
We've
That's what I
already
look
talked
like
about
naked.
the Witches of Eastwick booby
I
dolls
know, but
on-
not
on here.
everybody watches every episode.
Well, some people do.
So we talked about we have exciting news, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally,
Doug,
after, what is it, 8 months now, we finally got some money deposited from unemployment.
Yay!
It's from,
do you know what this means, honey?
it means we get to eat next week.
That you can have this La Croix seltzer.
Well,
to
it is
celebrate.
French. It is French.
Oh, oui, oui.
It's
Wait,
French.
does that mean I can replace this dress that is clearly torn?
Well, I don't know if you can get to a quality outlet like Randy's around here, but we could. You know what? Actually, my wife did buy a dress at Cracker Barrel at the little gift area that you
I
liked
have
a lot.
more than a few things from Cracker Barrel has cute clothes.
Go
And if
figure.
you're a fat lady, they have cute fat lady clothes. Like I want Cracker Barrel to open a store for cute fat ladies.
I don't know if they have cute guy clothes.
Speaking of-
I've not bought. I haven't bought. Actually, the last thing I bought was a belt because my belt wore out.
Broke.
And then I
it
got
was a belt that came free with a pair of
yeah.
shorts.
So it was like one of those canvas things, right? So, and I'm like struggling with it. And I'm like, why don't I just, it was $11.
give a fuck, though.
Whatever.
I mean, like-
So and then other than that, the only clothes I bought were I bought a couple pairs of shorts at Costco. And they're fantastic. Whatever, because all I wear is shorts. here.
$12.99 cargo shorts.
All I wear is so I was laughing because this sweatshirt is from my job that I just actually designed that logo, and that was
That's like
where
5
I worked
companies ago.
in 2012. I still have the fleece, and I've worn the crap out of this thing, and I have.
They really
yeah, so-
appreciated all your hard work, I think.
Oh well, they appreciated me until they fired me. Well, they didn't fire me; they just sort of replaced me with somebody that. Well, it's a long story, but anyway.
Internal politics?
Yeah, but that business sold
but actually
for
this is-
a lot of money as well. So,
So the thing
I'm the
is-
good luck charm.
So the thing that's crazy to me is how a lot of these companies, instead of hiring, can you see?
No, but you probably somebody's going to mess with a filter or something and
give a
put
shit.
you on some
Dude,
sort
I'm
of.
sure there's like a Girls Gone Wild video out there with me, and I don't know what I went wild doing, but
Wow. All I ever hear about is, we went streaking here, or we went skinny dipping here, or we went in the hot
I don't
tub.
like clothes. You know this about me. What do you call me?
toddler.
That's not what you call me.
Sometimes I call you a toddler whore because you know.
I will also sit on the sofa in a very unladylike way, like with no clothes on, or like my dress pulled up above my belly or whatever, and I'm like playing video games. And I'm sitting here in my ripped dress. And I made a new friend in Cape Coral today. This is the first time.
Now we have to look like
Jeff,
yeah.
hi. And they're gonna think we're like homeless people.
Well, we do have a cracked toilet seat. I'm leaning
that
into
was
it.
the big splurge I wanted to do, was to
Oh, what?
replace the toilet seat when you got your unemployment.
All right, so we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow and get our.
I thought we were going to go grocery shopping tomorrow. That
We are
seems
going to.
like a pretty big splurge.
We're
Grocery shopping.
we're going to we're going to go buy some actual food. But no, I'm totally leaning in on the on the
He's
hobo
here.
culture. I'm leaning in on the hobo culture.
Hobo? We're not
well,
hobos.
it's kind of hobo culture.
We're not hobos. We're white trash and we love it.
You know what we should
Dude, you get so
drive
sick.
around and see if we can find a hurricane toilet that hasn't been picked up yet. Grab that seat. Boom, that's ultra hobo.
Sanibel. Let's do it this weekend.
I
want
want
to
to. Yeah, you kidding?
Scratch
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take you guys along with us. Go to Sanibel and get us a
God.
deluxe ruined hurricane Cat 5 toilet.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, we don't
about
need
that.
the whole toilet. I just
need
needed
the seat.
to bring like a screwdriver or something. And
Can you
we're good.
imagine us on fucking Sanibel?
Getting
The
a
Jeep's
toilet.
got like clerks and mucksticky stickers and a picture of a pontoon boat that says "I hate pulling out" because I got it as a gift from a friend because apparently I hate pulling out. I don't even know how I would do that. Oh, I did want to talk about having a dick today though, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. She definitely wanted to talk about that. Was a good Friday night topic.
We have so many topics. My vacuum. What did I call it? A vac lock? An airlock.
Oh,
I
you had
created
an
an
airlock,
airlock
yeah.
today. Can't wait to tell you about that.
Yeah, I told her not to.
But
There's certain things that I don't think you really want to share with other people. no less.
That's why you tune in.
See, I think it's even like the fact that I need a toilet seat, or even I have a toilet seat. I don't like sharing that stuff. I know everybody knows about it. They don't want to hear about it.
But the whole point is that we're real with people, or at least I
Well,
am.
we're going to be real on Sanibel tomorrow looking for a toilet seat.
Some people...
In a tree.
Some people, I won't name any names, but some people...
Meaning me.
Put on a front.
I don't put on a front. I have a 11-year-old shirt on right now.
You are two different people.
Oh, really?
You are two different people. You're this, like... And that, like,
what is that?
Like,
I mean, not that, whatever that is.
You, like, you're being more yourself tonight. But a lot of times you're just, like, staring into the camera like a serial killer. You're like, I'm Ted Koppel. This is tonight.
Hello. Do you want me to be Ted Koppel? Oh, what?
I'd rather have you be Matt Lauer at this point.
Oh, I was thinking of coming up with
being rapey is interesting.
I was thinking, what?
Matt Lauer, he's like rapey.
Yeah, he was.
Did he like lock the girls in his room?
He had a button under his desk and shut the door. That's bad news. If anybody has that,
I don't know. See,
you
I
might want to talk
to
HR.
You know how I feel about home automation. Like I kind of want that. And like, yeah, that would be good. Like to have a button that we could just close doors with. We would love that. What?
It would not be good in this house.
Why? Because we just get mad at each other and be like... We haven't been using... The people like the bells. We haven't been using them lately.
We need to get back to that.
Maybe we need... I feel like we need a lot of different ones that say different things.
Well, we do have one that says bad F words on it, but I can't find it. I'll have to look for it.
How can you not find the fuck one?
I don't know.
I might have had to put it away when we had small house guests a year ago. It's probably in the closet, in the guest room.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Anyway, along with a bunch of art, I did some painting this year. And people want some, and I should get some pizza boxes and maybe sell it. I don't know. I'm really attached to all of it, and I wanted to do a whole wall of my paintings. They're all 12 by 12. I thought that would be cool. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Okay, what were we talking about? So you finally got some money from unemployment.
Did.
And Cape Coral people are regular guests. Guys, we'll interact with you at the end. We usually go, it depends. If we're really on a roll, we'll go almost to 10.
Yeah.
But that's rare. Usually about an hour and 15 is where we end up.
I get things to do after 9
That's
o'clock.
not true. After we have like a little ritual. After we do the podcast, I crawl into the house. Doug does all of the cleanup. I sit on the couch drooling on myself for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then I'm like, I'm going to bed. And Doug is playing Mario Kart. That's but he posts the video to YouTube.
I'm in training, so I need to train.
Why are you in training?
Because when Nolan comes back, I'm going to be competitive.
My stepson is having his first college party tonight. He's very excited about that.
He's hosting the party?
I think
himself?
So. He said we're. So I think that's we're.
Yeah, it's probably like maybe his friend group.
I hope that you guys are having... I said
Booyah.
Don't have so much fun that you get kicked out of school, but get close. and I say, hope you know what I mean, and I think he does.
Wow.
And he hasn't responded, which makes me think that he is having a blast, and that's great because, you know, kids today, like, they're on their phones. We had a party where, like, your 50th birthday, there were, like, several people, like, on their phones, like, at the I'm like, why don't you interact with these other people? But
I know. I think there's a new thing where people, like, need their phone time. They need their, like, need their, like, downtime, like, because being with people is so exhausting, right? They need to go into their thing. They got to play their Candy Crush or whatever and go in a hole.
I agree that people get overwhelmed, and that's a totally reasonable, like, thing, that, you know, to feel that way. But manners, A. And B, I think a lot of people are addicted to their phones. I'm not going to name any names. But, I mean, you're not great about, like, I have to tell you to put your fucking phone down all the time. There's a great documentary on Netflix, The Social Experiment. They talk about what it does and what it does to your brain.
It's excellent.
And one of the things you can do to help, cut back on, I get the hiccups every night in the middle of the podcast. Anyway, one of the things they tell you to do is to turn your phone to grayscale, because then you get less of the dopamine triggers. So you're less addicted to it.
This could be fun. Like I want the picture to jump when you hiccup. I want it to like have like an effect. Can we do that?
Maybe. Okay.
Unless it affects you watching the podcast. Then be addicted as possible.
Be addicted. Just be addicted. Actually, don't watch that documentary. Only watch this podcast. If you haven't watched the other podcast, watch the other podcast. Watch them over and over.
A couple
drinks,
some cocaine.
Maybe come back at us. So one of the things, actually, this is a podcast thing.
Maybe some pills. Get some fun pills from the dentist.
Promote nice drugs that grow in the ground. Ayahuasca, mushrooms, marijuana. These are things I can.
Well, that's if you want to turn somebody's head into a rabbit, and then like when you look at them.
That was acid, and
never mind. All right, so I will say that
I was trying to lose my virginity. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's great.
If you want to hear that story, let me know. But here's the thing: I wanted to tell them. What I wanted to tell them was about how we decided that we're going to take a quote from every episode and make that the thumbnail.
Make that the thing.
So if you guys see a quote that you think would be a fitting quote, that something we say, let us know, because we'll make it the thumbnail, and I don't know, maybe they could get a little prize. Also,
why are you giving out prizes? Our prize this week, folks, is a busted toilet seat.
Oh my God, we could totally give the busted toilet.
It's got
one of our friends would want the busted toilet
crack
seat.
At 9 o'clock. If you're looking at it from the top down, it's at 9 o'clock. There's full crack right through it.
That way you know what time it is.
It's right twice a day.
Even a broken toilet seat's right twice a day. I always say a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
All the time.
And she also says, take it with a shaker of salt.
Yeah, that's what Staceyism. Nobody else says that. But I say take it with a shaker of salt. Sometimes you take it with a grain of salt.
I knew somebody...
Most things I say you should take with a shaker of salt. This entire podcast should not be listened to by anyone.
I knew somebody that used to say, like a bulldog in a china shop. And I don't think that's the way to say it.
I worked with a lady who said, bless you if you hiccuped. And I thought it was so sweet.
Oh. Well, maybe she's religious and wants
I don't know if she's
only
religious
good
or crazy or what. She worked at JCPenney. I mean, it could go either way.
Well, yeah.
People that work at JCPenney.
No,
I
wish more people worked at JCPenney because they were closing down like left and right.
I wish I could get in touch with all the people I worked at JCPenney with. I loved those people. I had a friend, Holly. I remember Holly. There was a kid that works maintenance. It was so nice. I think he gave me a ride home one day. And then there was just all these nice girls, and we would go to lunch, and it was awesome. Yeah, and then I got married and ran away. I didn't run away. I moved away.
Well, pretty much.
My hair
away.
is not my favorite tonight. Yeah, I'll put it down. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about JCPenney, people
before
you work
JCPenney,
with,
before people I work with,
drugs, toilet seats,
drugs. You were trying to promote bad drugs. We don't do that. No pharma.
What?
Pharma.
Pills your dentist give you for $1,000, Alex.
Doug loves nitrous oxide.
Oh, I do. Oh my God, it's fantastic.
So he hates going to the dentist, but he loves going to the dentist.
But here's the thing. Nitrous oxide, and you ever hear about athletes, like they say they get on the court or on the field and things start slowing down for them? Well, that's what happens to me when I listen to music on nitrous oxide. I can pick out every note, every instrument, and where it is spatially and stuff like that. It's amazing.
Why don't you just take some cannabis oil at night?
Because that's not nitrous. Get me some whippets up in here. Florida, you probably get those at CVS.
First of all, your kid is probably watching this with his friends right now.
Well,
and he's
probably doing whippets up in the dorm.
Dad, let's go do whippets.
No, he's probably doing whippets up in the dorm. Whippet, what is that? He's writing it down. Do you know about these whippets? And he goes to like the local restaurant supply store.
Anybody who knows you would think that if you said whippet that you were referring to Devo.
To Devo, which is one of my favorite.
Tell them what you bought, Bob.
My favorite underrated bands. Well, it was I collect rock and roll memorabilia, so I have some autographs, some really nice autographs. I've got some nice Beatles memorabilia and stuff like that. So
before you break into our house, none of it's worth anything.
Really, no. You have to know, like you have
like it's like a Wheaties box. It's worth $20. Ooh. If you can find somebody to buy it, go ahead, tell the story.
I'm belittling my collectibles, but that's okay.
I'm not trying to belittle your collectibles. I'm trying to stop a break-in. And also, sometimes I think that they're stupid.
No,
I don't understand hoarding.
So let me tell you about this latest thing. It's now the band Devo came out in the 70s. They were revolutionary. They had this idea that we were devolving as people, which is kind of happening. But they wore these yellow hazmat suits on stage, and they were one of the best.
Little red hats. They look like planters.
One of the best live bands I've ever seen. So they come out in these hazmat suits, and they used to wear like 3D glasses and stuff, and they looked different. They were like different than any other band. Anyways, I purchased on eBay an autographed by the two key members of the band piece of one of those jumpsuits that somebody got because they rip them off on stage and they throw them to the crowd. Well, somebody got a piece, went and had them, Mark and Jerry sign it. So I bought that. So I have that, and that's a really cool piece of memorabilia.
So basically, what piece of Devo music should everyone listen to tonight? Because we have our music portion.
Once I would say Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. It's probably their finest piece of
That's
work.
one song?
It's like actually like kind of two songs put together, or Uncontrollable Urge. It's just
no. You're gonna pick one. These people don't have this kind of attention span. It's bad enough we make them listen to us for an hour and a half.
Uncontrollable Urge, then. Okay. Uncontrollable Urge. I want to tell you all about it. Uncontrollable Urge. I want to scream and shout it. I said,
what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
But get your guitar and play it, or just say the name of the song.
Devo, Uncontrollable Urge, must listen. And if you like that, go to Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. Unbelievable song.
You're overwhelming.
Two of the best guitar solos ever recorded.
He needs to calm his tits.
The
You're
same song.
overwhelming people. All right, so there's a health item. What's our health item for today?
Our health item?
Yeah, let's give him a health item.
I found out. Well, what?
This is kind of a health item, but not really. I learned something really interesting today when I was going to the bathroom. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna.
Okay, so I'm in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, and I'm wiping myself, and I like to do a thorough job of wiping myself. And so just as I got over the little hole, like this, it created an airlock, and I farted. It was the funniest thing in the whole world, and I was cracking up in the bathroom. And so I go in Doug's office, and he's in the middle of something, so I just sit there patiently, wait for about 20 minutes until he realizes I'm in the room or I said something.
On. What do I care?
And finally,
she's dying laughing.
I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole world. Can you, ladies, next time you pee, can you see if you can make an airlock? Let me know how
and people tune into this.
If you're gentlemen, if you have access to a willing vagina, give it a shot. Try it with your cat, maybe, if the cat's into it. Only if the cat consents. Or the dog.
I don't know why the airlock would come out another hole. I don't understand. I
think I had like I think that it was like a vacuum situation. Like my nose was stuffy and my ears were stuffy, and like I pushed and it just went poof, and a little hair popped out. You're like
I can't even. The things no, this is a no for me, dog.
Has anybody else had an airlock in their vagina?
An airlock. Good, yeah. Viewers, -3.
-3?
They all left. They all left so quickly. We got a minus in viewers.
No, I think that this is sparking conversations around America.
Did you ever have to, Emma? Did you ever have the
airlock? I'm into the bathroom right now to see if they can get an airlock. P.S. My foot was on the bottom of your chair. You almost said me.
Don't get near me during the show because
why
I have
airlock?
rollers. Yeah,
Let's see if we can make an airlock with you.
Include my penis. My penis.
Maybe if I push on your butthole, air will come out your wiener. Oh, speaking of wieners.
Oh, jeez.
We still haven't gotten
favorite topic of my wife.
This is
wieners.
Okay. Here's a health tip. This one goes this one goes both ways.
Don't get tea tree oil in your pee hole. That's what you had like last night. Yeah, you
definitely do not get tea tree oil in your pee hole. Our friend Tracy says bad things about biofreeze. I have a friend who had a bad experience with Ben Gay. Yeah, be careful. However, if you want your nether regions to feel good, I highly recommend, as opposed to buying some commercial product with chemicals in it, using coconut oil for lube. Works like a charm, smells delightful.
Smells like the beach.
And side effect, my husband can't go near anyone who smells like coconut without being very excited to see them. Or me.
It's like Pavlov's.
If somebody smells like, if you're like out in the world.
Yeah.
And like, you smell coconuts.
Yeah.
Do you like have a sexual fantasy about the first person you see, or do you think about me or some other person? It's Susanna Hoffs, isn't it?
No, it's not Susanna Hoffs. Might be Shakira though. Shakira's
her.
She's spicy white.
No, she's like literally Latino.
Literally Latino. That's not one of the things they ask you in your job, by the way. Literally white, Hispanic, literally Latino. Because I would pick that. Because that's funny. In literary terms.
We're not sure if I'm Hispanic or not. That's really what it comes down to. Okay, go ahead. But she literally, she's like, where is she from?
Who? Shakira?
Yeah.
I want to say she's from Puerto Rico.
So that's American.
I don't know. Well, yeah, she's an outlying area.
I didn't know until I was like 20 that Puerto Rico was American.
But neither did Donald Trump.
Catholic school education failed me. Ripped dress.
Who was
potty
it that
mouth.
Yeah. I didn't.
I knew somebody who thought that there was a Cape Cod tunnel, like legitimately, seriously asked for a Cape Cod tunnel pass, which makes me want to sell Cape Coral tunnel passes.
Tunnel passes.
All right, so somebody is grilling.
Oh, it's not. Oh, you know
Somebody's
what?
grilling and an ambulance is going by. What's
That's not
up?
an ambulance.
That is definitely.
It is an ambulance. Look at that.
I think that was an ambulance.
We're okay, people. Don't call the cops.
Well, now we have a listener in Cape Coral. This is very.
I know.
we have a couple because my friend up the
Oh
street.
yeah, down the street.
Oh.
Yep. Oh.
By the way, if you happen to be raising a very precocious child who has suddenly learned to read, you might not want to watch this podcast or listen to this podcast in front of them because they will read the subtitles over your shoulder, as happened to our dear friend Jen yesterday. So I really wish that her kids were stupider, to be honest with you. But, maybe she'll listen to it like on a walk or
So
whatever.
things like penis, lube,
Okay,
cooch.
Use
like
using coconut oil for lube, you have a few options. You can get the fractionated coconut oil, which comes in a bottle, pump top, and you can put that wherever you want. You can use it as like lotion, massage oil, but also lube, and also
You can cook with it.
well, you can cook with it too, but it makes a good lube and it's edible. Which one do you like better, the fractionated coconut oil or the regular coconut oil?
Well, it doesn't matter in Florida because even the regular coconut oil is liquid all the time. Whereas in Massachusetts, it would get cold and would solidify.
So, which one do you like better anyway?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Solid or liquid?
I don't care because I'm I'm getting some action.
He's in the zone.
I'm getting some action,
Okay,
so I don't
you
care.
can go
what
either way.
I use jelly. I use like Concord grape jelly.
Shakira's Colombian.
She's called Colombia. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And you've always wanted to try cocaine.
She's
so
born.
you're like,
She's only a year younger than my wife. You know what actually freaked me out is when I found out
You're
that
going to trade me in for a 6 months younger model? Is that what you're going to do? A 6 months younger model?
I didn't say I was trading you in.
Yeah, well, if Shakira will have you, I support you.
Well, okay, I'm good with that. But I was just on a
I like my
tangent.
hair today.
I was going to talk about something, and you told me.
Well, I wasn't finished with my story. So, we used to use the regular coconut oil, like comes in a jar, and it comes in a jar, and it's like solid, but when it gets hot, it becomes liquid. So that's, for New Englanders, this. Floridians, probably not. But anyway, it stays solid in most of the time in New England. And so Doug would keep a jar of it in his nightstand. And when it would get low, like to the bottom,
these are stories that, you kind of tell around, like in the living room somewhere, not on the internet.
like a Q-tip, like a pool
like a
cue,
pool thing,
like a pool cue, to use it up in the jar.
You can't reach the bottom, right? So what am I supposed to do?
One day, I'm talking to one of my children, who shall remain nameless, and she's telling us that we have coconut oil. It's in Doug's nightstand, and I was like, yeah, we don't use that for cooking. And she's apparently, as kids do, been going through our shit and using that coconut oil to wash her face. Well, I think that she might have learned her lesson that day.
She ever step foot in that room
she
again.
was old enough that we could be honest about it, and old enough to know that you don't go snooping through your parents' shit. And she was over 18 at the time. So don't go snooping through your parents' shit. If you want to put your wiener in, that's a good way to use up the rest of the coconut oil.
Sure.
Or you could heat the coconut oil. It would then become fractionated coconut oil, and you could use it for a myriad of things. Oil pulling, lube, massage oil.
Your face if you're a teenager.
Your face if you're a teenager.
I don't know why you want to put oil on your face.
There's different reasons why people do it. They use it for cleansing. Some people use it for moisture. I put like specific oils on my face because I have different skin than you do.
One day I took it and I had a baby duck and I poured it all over the baby duck and then washed it with Dawn dishwashing liquid like they do on the commercial. Like when there's an oil spill.
Did you have a little mascara wand that you used? They collect mascara. Like actually, Limelight and Connecticut and a few other places, they collect the mascara wands and then they send them to places that will clean the animals, which is ridiculous because you can buy like a case of mascara wands for like $2 at Sally. I don't.
From China.
So like it seems like it would just make more sense for them to just buy them than to take all these mascara
Yeah,
wands.
I don't want somebody's dirty mascara wand. If I'm a
for
duck.
the duck.
If I'm a duck covered in oil, I'm holding out for the dove with the nice hand, like rubber gloved
I don't like
hands.
any of that chemical crap.
Yeah.
I don't like that chemical
Or the
crap.
Dawn dishwashing.
I was actually surprised. I had recently looked up Dawn and it didn't have that many terrible ingredients in it.
Well,
Like I thought it was going to be a lot more terrible than it is. But we're Bronner's people. We use Dr. Bronner's for everything, and we use Sal Suds, which is a product made by Dr. Bronner's, but it has a pineness to it.
Ooh. You know what? At some point, there's been an expose. Dr. Bronner, not really a doctor.
Okay.
It was just like his nickname
Okay.
at the club.
So,
I'm guessing.
so that was our
I'm
medical.
starting
That was our health
conspiracy.
item. Our local news item.
Local
you had
news
something.
item.
I forget what it was.
Well, last night was the very famous legless lizard in
Yeah,
town.
did you have something today in town?
In town today.
I could tell you what everybody in Cape Coral's doing tonight because somebody asked on the Facebook page, and I said getting baked and making a podcast.
Oh.
Local news.
Local news. Well, there was an ambulance on our street a few
That's
minutes ago.
not local news. Well, apparently we know nothing. I've got I got a big international news one.
Oh.
So on TikTok, well, because we were told, one of our friends told us, actually, I think it was our friend Tracy, said that she is this is her news source. This is her primary news source. So let me
So we have to bring the goods.
Let me give you. I got two actually.
Yeah.
Two.
Two
One
news
of them is one of them is regarding TikTok, not TikTok, Twitter. What they have done now is any news organization that has ties to the government, they put a little note saying that they have ties to the United States government or whatever. So it was actually on NPR. So
Does NPR have ties to the government?
apparently, and haven't, but I'm wondering, are they doing that?
Yeah,
Hang
well,
on,
I
hear
guess
me
they're
out.
endowed by the government.
Hear me out. Are they doing that with foreign entities as well? Like, are they just flagging them? Like, what a better way to handle it than the way Facebook handled it? Because with Facebook, they pulled your post down, they locked you in jail, they hid your post, the whole 9 yards. And by doing so, they messed with an election. They, especially things that were in particular things that were proven to be true that they removed as fake news, i.e. Hunter Biden's laptop.
Again, I am not commenting on a lot of this stuff.
Okay,
because-
well, you cannot comment on it because you need to get a job, but I don't. And we don't agree politically. So he may agree with like one thing I say, but probably disagrees with me. Who knows? But I will say that that by doing it, putting a warning on it, they both protect themselves and they protect the users if they need to be protected. I think it's great. I hope they're doing it with foreign governments. I hope if there are foreign governments or just any, I would hope that they would even do that with like press releases. Like a lot of times you'll see like a newspaper article or like something that looks like, a journalist wrote it. This is coming from a journalist's heart. No, somebody in the company wrote a press release and it was then released. It was carefully curated to manipulate you. And it was actually funny because we were ChatGPT. So again, I wanted to know, still from yesterday, for those of you paying attention, I wanted to know if little people or dwarves, if they're anatomically in the private place. And I didn't know, I Googled it and I couldn't find anything, and I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is like, it's none of your fucking business. People's bodies are, it's a very sensitive subject, don't hurt their feelings. I'm like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
ChatGPT is a bitch.
No, but yes,
Not? Okay.
Yes, no.
Well,
I'm in a
it was
whole
a little
fight.
bit.
I'm in a whole fight with ChatGPT for like 9 reasons. The first one is they're acting like I'm this awful person that like runs up to people and is like, "Hey, show me your dick." Sure, I think that, but I don't actually run up to people and go, "Show me your dick." Okay, not since college, at least. What? No, I didn't do that in college either. I went back as a returning student. That would have been so weird. Anyway, so I still don't know. Doug suggested that we watch some porn.
Well, that's
He's just
no.
turned
I
on by
didn't.
little
I
people.
didn't. No, I didn't suggest that. I said
You
if you
said-
want to know, why don't you watch some midget porn or whatever? Because they're not going to retouch that, and they're not going to be whatever. And I didn't say, hey, let's watch some freaky stuff, which is fine, but whatever. I'm telling you, if you want a good source of the truth when it comes to midget genitalia, you go on.
Porn is the way to go.
Porn is the way to go.
So you did say that we should watch porn.
No, I didn't say. I said you should go. And,
Oh, I should watch
yeah,
porn.
Yeah.
I should watch porn. Okay. Speaking of watching porn.
Yeah.
Oh, so ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I find it to be very controlled, very you will get a very status quo answer to any question you ask. You really have to dig and dig and dig and dig to get, like, you'll have a fact that you know, like something that you absolutely know to be true, and you'll ask a simple question and they'll just give you these PC answers over and over again. And I don't necessarily just mean PC in like the sense that like, oh, it might hurt someone's feelings, like asking about the size of a little person's genitalia. Again, I just want to know if it's to scale or not. I think the dwarfs might be little, and then the little people are full size. But who knows? Or bite size, as one of my friends
fun
said.
size.
Well, because we said fun size yesterday. One of my
I don't
friends thought
think
it
you
was
want
hilarious.
anybody's penis to be bite size. That's not a good
You
vernacular
know what?
for that.
What depends what you're doing with it. If you're putting it in the pooper, you might want it to be little.
Yeah, but I don't want to be bitten. Is what I'm saying. Nobody went there. I went with the biting. There should be no biting.
You don't want any
biting is only for the owl and the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop.
You have asked me
I've never.
I have a picture.
You have a picture.
I can't.
Oh my god. People, this is what. What's it like being married to me? It's like a parking lot carnival. It's
Is that
not
your
safe.
Stacey voice? Is that your Stacey voice? What's it like being?
It's not safe. There's strange people around. Yeah. There's strange smells and oils. And,
What are you talking about? The strange smells and oils? Because the coconut oil.
Coconut oil, the cedarwood thing,
Lord.
and that they were having the diffuser to keep the bugs away. All kinds of things. It's yeah, but sometimes there's good sausage snacks or like some good food or some sort of candy involved.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a parking lot carnival.
Oh, I thought you were just like off on some random tangent.
No,
I
God.
think you might be.
So anyway, that was my thing. I have an unrelated note that I wanted to remember to say. It's Craig T. Nelson's birthday today. 79,
I love him.
coach.
No, he's not.
He's 79 years old. So
He's into my celebrity 5.
Really, Craig T. Nelson.
I love
well,
him.
you like
I love him.
the balding like football
I
guys.
like bald dudes.
Terry Bradshaw is one of my
Terry
wife's
Bradshaw, I don't know
celebrity
why.
5.
I love him. And Kevin Smith. Well, no, Kevin Smith kind of fell off my list. I don't like his
He's
politics.
the Democrat. You can't have a Democrat on your list.
I'm married to a
But I love all
Democrat.
people.
I'm married to a Democrat.
That's your voice.
That's
Again.
not what I say.
All right,
I've never
all right,
said
right.
that. I've never said that. Have I ever judged you?
Have you ever judged me? Yes, you have.
Did I? I'm sorry. Did I?
When you talk to your Republican friends,
Did
you're
I
like,
know?
he's a Democrat.
No, I just say that he's a liberal. And one thing I will say,
I am a liberal.
and my friends will all attest to this, is that if you discuss the issues with Doug, much like every other person in the world, you will have what is an intelligent conversation, and you will likely agree on the issues. However,
Unless I want to mess with you, and then I just won't.
yeah, I don't like when you do that. Like when you're like,
Maybe it's my coping mechanism to get out of the conversation.
no, but
That
you
I
mess
don't
with me
wanna
all the time. Like when I'm trying to be serious about something, you'll mess with me. I fucking hate that. Marital hate. Anyway, so what was I saying? But like if you mention a party or candidate, like a widely known conservative candidate, or Democratic candidate, he is, no, I'm a Democrat, and that's the way that we think.
Yeah, some of those people are on each side. There's nutsy.
Oh, I
faggots.
think that they're. I always say this, and this has come up more than once. That like they're all evil. Like you're not getting to Washington unless you're just like, like you might get there with good intentions, but you're not staying unless you like pay part of their reindeer games, which is screw over the taxpayers. So I vote in favor of I mean, technically I'm a libertarian. Like I vote in favor of small government and individual rights, because who made you the freaking boss of me? Nobody. Thank you.
Well, that's a good point. I want everybody to be reasonable. Like, don't come like.
Yeah, I don't think it's reasonable to force people to get vaccines against their will. Whether you agree with the vaccine or not, I don't think it's reasonable to tell someone what they can and cannot do with their body.
Unless it comes to.
You want to get into that?
No, I do not. I do not. But I just want people to be reasonable and be able to talk about things and not like go into it like they're the enemy. They're the enemy. I mean, that does no
Well,
good for
I
anybody.
mean, that's something we talked
right?
about yesterday is like conflict resolution and, or it might not have been yesterday, but like back episode 4, but it's like, we talked about it a little yesterday. You really want to like, you're not going to change somebody's mind by just digging in your own point. Listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. Understand where they're coming from. And then ask them to listen to you and understand where you come from. And I think when people can have an intelligent conversation, and I realize that this is a rare thing, but if you can have an intelligent conversation, you realize that you're far more alike than you are different. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. That's what I want people to do. I want people to talk. Like, I want people to have it. Like, if you and I can't have intelligent, respectful, and effective conversations about the issues, how the hell do we expect the idiots in Washington to do it? Like, they're like, at the end of the day, like, nobody's filleting anybody there. Well, actually, probably.
They probably are.
They probably. Oh, Bohemian Grove.
Oh. Is that the thing with where people worship the owl and it's burning or what?
Yeah,
it's like Burning Man with an
and
owl.
They all each other. It's like, but it's not like a sex thing. It's not like it's like a dominance thing. Like, how dogs. Like,
I don't.
It's a dominance thing.
I don't know.
And
I
then
don't
they
know
blackmail each other, and yeah. I'm not going to mention any islands.
I don't want to be in a world that like kind of people that are manipulating each other, and I know I do, but I like to think that we can help each other and be good to each other.
Hippie commune to live on.
Hippie commune. Shut up, David Koresh.
Okay, so
you have a hippie commune. That government's coming for you.
The government's coming for me anyway. I don't know if anybody's ever going to see this podcast because I'm shadow banned anyway. So listen, if there's anything you like in this podcast, if you find us to be remotely redeeming, or if you want your friends to all like talk smack to us, share it. Tell them about it. Comment on it. It would help us. It would motivate us to continue to do this because there have been
days where
no less than 5 times already where we've wanted to quit. We're 11 podcasts in and we wanted to quit so many times.
But we do it for the money. Really is what we do.
That we have no money. We don't get
why are we
any
doing
money. Well, we want to spread a little joy.
We do. We want to spread joy.
I think people feel really lonely, and I think especially like after COVID, and then like I think a lot of Floridians feel lonely because so many people just moved here and they don't know anybody.
And people from Massachusetts miss us. They miss
how can you
hanging
not?
out.
But actually, a lot of our
chilling.
I'm actually really surprised with the people that don't watch. To be honest with you, it's really
well.
Been
That's the thing. We learned that over the course of the hurricane. We had a Cat 5 hurricane hit our town with 155-mile-an-hour winds.
And we stayed in our house.
People dying.
Water up to the side.
And like 3 weeks later, oh yeah, by the way, are you guys alive? I'm like, yeah, okay. Thanks for
caring.
Thanks for the thoughts and prayers.
So we actually had people that.
But we had some people that were fantastic.
We had a lot of people that were fantastic.
Yeah. Not all doom and gloom.
My aunt
folks.
and her boyfriend, Sammy, offered. My aunt Cheryl and her boyfriend Sammy offered to bring us a generator. Huddy offered to take us in. We actually ended up getting really sick. We got our dinner with my aunt and her boyfriend Sammy, and then we went to the hotel and we got so sick. And that was like the next day when I talked to Huddy, and oh my god, I was like so sick. We still don't know what it was. And Doug was like applying for jobs and interviewing and doing.
Actually, I had a couple meetings because I had some freelance lined up, and I had to cancel a meeting. I felt awful. It was my first kickoff meeting.
Well, that's the other thing. Your freelance has been slow.
And I couldn't make the meeting, and then like.
Would you have 2 freelance projects since you got
normally you can just pick right up on that stuff, but this particular client, I couldn't make that meeting. I just couldn't. I couldn't even talk, and kind of I don't know if that's the reason I didn't hear from them again, but. It's
no, you're sick. You're sick, and we had a direct hit from a Cat 5 hurricane. Like, let's be reasonable, people. Oh, and P.S. Our neighbors didn't get their cable back until like January.
Like last week.
It was like January when they
got
got
it.
back.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to talk.
I just wanted to, Adam. I can see what you're writing. I'll drive up there. And
you're not supposed to do that because people.
No, I know, but
nobody can see that.
Yeah.
Nobody can see the comments if
I
they're
just
not
have to
here.
warn people if they're online.
No, don't warn them. That's what we do online. Okay, so I would like to talk about
penises.
Well, exactly. I would like to talk about penises.
Oh, shocker!
Remember the morning when you woke up and you asked me?
I asked my wife, and I asked her, what if you woke up with a penis? What would happen?
I would fuck everything. I think it's because Like, I don't want one, right? Like, I don't want to have
Yeah,
one.
you
Like,
do.
No, I don't. I'm not getting
Convenient. You want to
I'm not
go
getting
bathroom, you go find a tree.
added
You
to
know?
me.
Yeah.
And, no. But, but
There's no vapor lock with a penis? You got no vapor lock?
you can create a vapor lock.
What do you do? Put
Didn't
like
one of your friends from one of your old jobs create a vapor lock with Charles Barkley and Alfonso Rivero?
No, it wasn't a friend. It was they walked in on that.
Eiffel Tower style.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to tell about that story about Charles Barkley and Alfonso
here's
Rivero.
Here's the thing. They can sue me. I don't have any money. 1. 2, there's like 40 people that watch this podcast. If it takes off, I'll take the risk. 3, I think I'm going to start telling stories about my friends who don't even watch our fucking podcast. Thanks a lot, guys.
Throw
Thanks
you
for
guys
your
under the
support.
bus.
I got your secrets. I would never tell my friends secrets. But if it is not told to me, like, this is a secret, I might run my mouth about it, because I will always try to help people through, the stories.
Yes.
Like my life experience, the people I've helped. Actually, that's actually something that came up today, too. So I help a lot of people.
We're never getting to the penises.
I do want to get back to dicks, but I help a lot of people with, like, everything you can imagine, from health stuff to legal stuff to personal life stuff, sex stuff, beauty stuff. What have I not helped people with?
It's mostly nutrition and health, and either spousal abuse. You've done that a number of times.
Addiction. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, I've done it all. And my pet peeve is I put my heart and soul into trying to help people, and when they don't want to help themselves, or when you're like, this, you need to do this, it's not, and they just completely ignore you. Like, I'm not the friend that wants to say, I told you so. And I'm not saying I need to control what other people do, but when something is so glaringly obvious to the entire world but you, it's everything I can do not to drive to wherever you are and shake you. The problem is, I get people calling me from, like, literally all over the world. So
this is true.
I can't afford to fly and choke people, so.
So everybody's getting off easy. All right, so
okay, so
back to
the penis.
Your favorite topic.
I would like literally fuck everything. I just would like want to know what it feels like. And you don't know when it's gonna go away, so you have to do it fast. Like,
that's right, because you woke up with it. It's like a magic, like Freaky Friday kind of thing.
What do I do now? I'm like, maybe we could. So, okay, so if you're trans, right? Like, most people before they transition, like, if they get that whatever the proper term is for getting a penis. But
I was going to say before they terminate, but that's not the right choice of words.
No, they're getting a penis, not getting one taken away. So it wouldn't
yes.
be a termination, right? It would be a vagina termination. But so you get this penis, but like, it's not like you just woke up with one day. Like, I mean, I'm sure that was different than having like strap-ons, or that they would have like a dildo or something. So maybe I need to find myself some. I know a lot of trans people, but I don't know anyone who's had the dick put on. So I would
even if you do have one put on, does it feel the same? Does it function the same? Does it do the same things?
I don't know, but like, I just feel like,
I don't know.
Okay, like,
not as curious as most.
The closest I've ever gotten is this. I had, because I have Lyme disease and a bunch of other crap, I did IV antibiotics for a full year. First I did PICC line, and it clogged, and then they did a Hickman line, and the Hickman line was...
Hey now.
Right, was that right where it is?
Well, it's over there somewhere, yeah.
There's a little scar. So they put the Hickman line in, and it just goes straight to your heart to give IV medication. It's like somewhere between a PICC line and a port, in terms of like functionality and whatnot. P.S. I loved the PICC line. I haven't had a port, but I would rather have a port, because you could swim with a port if you de-access it. Anyway, whole other mishigas. Or better yet, don't
get Lyme disease.
Don't get sick.
Yeah.
Don't get sick.
There you go.
That's a better way to go about it. And also, I would never... I know a lot of people do them, but I really regret doing the long-term antibiotics. I believe that it killed my my gut. I believe that it killed my gut, and it's really making it very, like, it made the problem so much worse. I think that antibiotics work for an acute case. I'd had Lyme my entire life, basically, so wasn't gonna work. Anyway, not the point. The point is, when I had this removed, the skin had kind of grown around it. And so it's like an outpatient procedure. Like you go in the office, it's in a procedure room. And so I'm there, and the doctor who did it has since retired. I want to call him Santa Claus, but that wasn't his name.
Don't remember his name.
Anyway, so it's like these two nurses and this doctor, and it's like very
He's an
serious.
old dude.
And they're like kind of yanking on it. And I'm like, oh, that must be like what it's like if you have a penis and someone pulls on it. And the two nurses are like, and then finally the doctor goes, what did you just say? And I said, I imagine that's what it's like if you have a penis and someone pulls on it. He just fucking lost it. And then the nurses lost it. So yeah, so I know that part. Like I know what it's like to have your penis pulled. Come in. What are you
doing? We're on actual TV.
They can't see under the
I know what
table.
it's like when somebody pulls on my penis.
Who pulled on your penis?
Sometimes it feels good.
Who pulls on your penis?
I do. It reminds me of a joke.
Who pulled on your penis?
Several.
Your uncle?
My,
Penis?
it reminds me of a joke.
Oh God, go ahead. Is it going to be a bad dad joke?
I don't even know how the joke goes, but this guy wanted his mushroom tugged, so he went out and laid in this mushroom field, and the nuns from the nunnery came along and said, 1 mushroom, fa la, put it in the basket. 2 mushroom, fa la, put it in the basket. And then we got the 3 mush, 3 mush, 3 mush. And then they give up and they go on, and the guy got a little something. And so he goes back to the house, and he tells his buddy, he goes, yeah, these nuns, man, they'll give you a little tug out. All you gotta do is lay down in the mushroom field. Guy goes down, lays in the mushroom field. Here comes this big nun. 1 mushroom, fa la la. 2 mushroom, fa la la. 3 mush.
As a fat woman, I resent you mocking us like this, but go ahead.
3 mush. 3 mushroom, fa la la. So apparently it didn't work so well for the second gentleman.
She ripped his dick off.
Yeah. 3 mushroom, fa la la. That is an old. That's the joke my dad used to tell. That's how old that joke is. But it pertains to dick tugging.
So anyway, I don't really want a dick, but I would put it in everything. Oh, actually, side note, this is so I think probably the reason why I'm fascinated by dicks is because my dad desperately wanted a boy, but I could be wrong. I also grew up being a tomboy, so who knows? And I was always friends with all the boys. I don't know. But I like them. I am fascinated by penises. By the way, when I die, I will not be sending a cardinal to your house or a butterfly. No. Dicks. If you see a dick, it's me. Saying hi. Anyway,
That's
the point.
my wife.
Not the point. Not the point. What?
You better not haunt me.
I am going to haunt you.
Dicks anywhere.
Oh, there will be dicks everywhere. Anyway, so Grandma Dicks. What the fuck was I talking about?
You were going to talk about, yeah. I don't know what you were talking
about. So I don't have a penis, and he does. And so sometimes
It's no secret.
Sometimes I'll have something like a mango skin or a face mask, and I'll want to know what it would feel like. And so I'll be like, come here, and I'll put it on him. He loves it.
It's because those things I wouldn't thought of myself. I don't look at it. I don't look at
like a 12-year-old boy.
I don't look at the outside of a pineapple. Hey, I want to put that on. No, I don't think like that. But she's. Oh, well, have you ever tried this? Let's see. A rutabaga. That's an interesting vegetable. Let's carve a hole in it.
We could carve a hole in a rutabaga.
I saw rutabagas in the store the other day, and I'm like, that's yeah.
So that's all I really needed to say about dicks today, but I might get back to that at some point. You never know. Okay, so our international news item, that was the Twitter thing. I thought that was really cool. Song of the day. We did Owlie fact of the day. You have some sort of animal fact you would like to share with the room?
Animal fact.
Or some scientific knowledge for the world?
I don't really have an animal fact for you today. I saw a news report today. They think that there may be proof that the thylacine, which is the Tasmanian tiger, which was thought to be extinct as of 1936, may still be running around out there, which is a very cool animal.
So we might have the eye of the tiger.
It's an eye of a Tasmanian tiger. It's basically
preparing to fight.
It's Loverboy meets Men at Work.
I don't even know.
In a dog-like creature.
Have you ever had Vegemite?
Yes, I did not like it at all.
Salty.
I did not like it.
That's a POTS thing. You're supposed to have more salt.
Nope.
I put
She
salt
loves
on
the salt.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I had this little thing open. So do you have, you did tell a story already.
Yeah.
It's 8:53. We're like early.
It is. Well, the one thing I did want to say, I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about it last night. Being a caregiver and a musician and everything else, Johnny Lydon, he was Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols. His wife of 40 something years, he was caretaking for her. She had Alzheimer's. She passed away at the age of 80 a couple days ago. And the way he came out and was talking about being the caregiver and the things that he would like try, and he would go on tours to help pay for her care and stuff like that. He actually last year released a song called Hawaii. So another song you should look up is Public Image Limited. The song is called Hawaii. It's a beautiful song that he wrote for her and entered into this international song competition. They didn't win, but he wrote it, and it's really it's really touching, and it touched me because I'm a caregiver to someone that with some of her issues today. You never know what's going to happen. So to see him and being like sort of the kind of the North Star for punk at the early stages, and see him kind of stand up and be a good husband and a man, and be excellent to one another, is sort of a punk credo. So I really I feel terrible for him, and it was really like they were two peas in a pod. So it was sad to see her go, but I think there's probably some relief in that is in all Alzheimer's patients, because they're not really themselves anymore.
It's not just Alzheimer's patients. I mean, it's anybody with a chronic illness. I mean, and it's funny too, because like one of the things that you talk to people about, like long-term care, like and Alzheimer's, that kind of thing, people will say, oh, well, I'll just kill myself. But what if you can't remember what bullets are? Because that shit happens. And the other thing is, like, when you have a chronic illness, much like myself, and many, many people I know, is that you think about, like, I don't fear death at all. Like, what I fear is suffering, which is what I've been dealing with for 10 years. And I think, like, for most of us, like, although we realize, like, we have things that we would love to do in our lives that we can't for whatever reason, or like we love our friends, we love our family, but we're going through unrelenting suffering every day. And so it's funny because like I was having really bad chest pains, like every day I was having really bad chest pains, and I haven't been having them as much, and I've been bummed out about it. Not bummed out about it because I want to have chest pains, but like I'm having other symptoms instead of the chest pains. I thought the chest pains were going to kill me. Finally put me out of my misery. Leave my husband a little life insurance. He can get himself, I don't know, like a little swinger shack up in the villages. I don't know. And I don't know. That's my thing. So like, and it's actually interesting that the whole thing comes up because there was a young man in the Lyme community, and I forget the last name.
I don't think you're supposed to give last names.
No, this was public. Like this was a public thing. Their video, the dad gave a beautiful eulogy, and the young man, he opted out. And while I feel so terrible for the family and their loss, like I also can understand where the kid is coming from, and I think that it's terrible that we don't treat people with the same compassion we treat animals. Like that's kind of bonkers to me. So yeah, I just, it makes me sad for the entire Lyme community, and for his family first and foremost, and for the entire Lyme community. He was a very young man, and I didn't know him, but the eulogy, like the dad just totally killed it. So I mean, I think like I guess it really how you feel about death probably depends on how you view like the afterlife, and I guess different people have obviously different perspectives, but something my grandmother told me that stuck with me, and I tell this story to everyone who loses someone. So when I was a little girl, my grandparents practically raised me. I was there all the time, like had a room there, and I was talking to my grandmother about, we were watching something on television. I said, oh, well, when I get married, and she said, well, sweetie, I'm probably going to be, I probably won't be alive then. I'll really be dead. And I was like, oh, Grandma, don't say that. I don't want to, you're not going to die. You're so young. You're going to live forever. And she said to me, well, Stacy, death isn't sad for the dead person. It's sad for the living. Like, you're going to miss me, but I'm going to be, I know where I'm going, and I'm going to be with my father and my mother and my brother, and I'll be at peace. I'll be with God. And I remember, oh, look, the neighbors are home. I remember thinking that, I just remember thinking at the time, like, oh, like, that's really sweet. And I never felt sad again. Like, I mean, I have people. I miss her every day. I miss all of my grandparents every day, and other friends that I've lost. But I know what they would say in any given situation. Like, they're always with me, so I don't get sad, and because I also don't think that that's what they would want. I mean, I don't think your parents would want you to be all sitting around if they would want you to carry on their legacy or tell stories about them
and not be a clod.
Although my grandmother would probably prefer that I told different stories about her. It's a good thing I didn't know your parents, because they would be they'd be like, she did not just say that on the podcast.
They would have been tuning in and shaking their head just like me.
Your dad would literally do just like you, because they're twins.
I have a sort of a different take on
so itchy tonight.
On death.
I don't have fleas.
Losing my parents at a relatively young age, and kind of and my view on it was I didn't want to leave my kids when they were young, right? My kids are in their 20s now.
Not really young anymore.
But
old,
about
old children.
About the same age as I was when I lost my dad and I lost my mom. So I've always had a different, I'm no, I don't want this. I'm not done living. I have more stuff. And I'm a creator, right? I want to create. I want to create things.
But to people that have chronic illnesses, they want to do the things that they want to do.
Right. No, I understand that. I was talking about my take on it and how I feel that I
So you're afraid of dying?
No, I'm a little afraid of dying, yeah. Because I have a lot of stuff to do here. Because I don't believe I've done my best work yet, right? I don't believe I've done, I don't believe I've made a mark, enough of a mark. So I feel like I still have that need to do so.
Now that gives me double extra secret permission to nag you about working on your music.
This is a no-nag environment. It's a no-nag marriage. You signed a thing.
Actually, I did not sign shit.
You signed it.
It's actually really bothers me, because I don't like to yell. I don't like to get angry. And the only time he listens is if I yell. And it drives me insane, because I just want to be like, hey, honey, can you blah, blah, blah? Or, honey, did you blah, blah, blah? And I have to be like, Doug, you need to eat some breakfast, or it's not happening.
I'm like a breakfast person. Although
I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else.
I also hate to cook, so if I could just magically have.
But Doug, it's
balanced breakfast.
But it's not just about the cooking. You have excuses for all of these things, Doug, get in the sauna. Doug, this project is stressing you out. Walk away from it. Doug, hang up on that useless customer service representative and call back later. Time and time again. It's just, actually, it's funny, because I was talking about giving people advice and them not listening. You are the number one culprit.
I don't think that's necessary. You call me out.
Goddamn Democrat. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
No, she's not kidding. She's not kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have a friend who just started working in an animal vet clinic. I'm hoping she's going to stash me up some of those nice euthanasia meds in case I want them. Anyway, back to our little...
Wait, do you identify as a dying animal?
I do, actually. I identify as a dying... I feel like a dying animal. I can't even. It didn't poop today, again. I don't even know if I remember to take my magnesium, so I got to put that. That's got to be goal number one. But I did get out in the pool today. Got my vitamin D.
You did. You got out there.
And despite my,
you talked to a lizard for a while.
Hard
that was good.
To make the podcast better for you guys and get the website up and running.
We're getting there.
Email and all that stuff, and I worked on it all morning with GoDaddy and Gmail and ChatGPT and got nowhere. So I finally just came out and got in the pool.
Not good.
So there you have it. So I don't know. Do you have any other topics you
want to actually, the only other thing that I saw, it's a visual though. I don't know if we can do this. All right. So they're using AI to come up with what real people versions of cartoon characters would look like. And some of them were really stupid. They came up, like a kid. What does Scooby-Doo look like as a kid? I thought that was dumb. But this one I really liked. This was Mr. Potato Head as a human being. I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
Steve Harvey.
that's
I love Steve Harvey. He's so sweet.
It's many people all the way. It's like the Iron Sheik from the WWF.
That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it.
Yeah, and so I don't know. That just made me laugh today. So hopefully it makes you laugh. I don't know if I have copywriting infringements on Mr. Potato Head or this poor gentleman that looks like that. But that made me laugh today, and I figured we could share that with you.
So now we do the gratitude, and then we loop through our friends. Ready? Gratitude.
Gratitude.
I'm going to let you start tonight because I think that you have a big one, and it's all yours.
I'm grateful that we got some money out of unemployment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Whatever. That's one.
2, Stacy. I am grateful that we are past all of the levels in Mario. We are at the bonus stage now.
Bonus time.
Boom.
Yeah.
Ended. Flocker head on my head. 99 lives. That's how good your girl is. Thank you.
My second thing is kind of silly. My lunch today, I made myself a tuna melt, and I haven't had tuna in like 3-4 years. I haven't had like a tuna sandwich in that long. I made this. I put the celery. I put a little red onion in there. I fried it up it was delicious. And it was one of those things. If you have it every week, not so delicious. But I had it today. It was delicious.
I used to get tuna fish at school all the time on the sub roll. It was my favorite. Okay, so I am grateful for oh boy, I had one that I was like ready to go, and I'm like, no, that should be the last one.
Oh, so now
I gotta think about the other things I'm thankful for so many things. I know what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for Daily Harvest. So Daily Harvest, we get a promotional thing or anything. I do have a membership, so if you want a code, let me know. I actually can even post it. So it gives you like some free boxes. So Daily Harvest is they have smoothies, ice cream, flatbreads, harvest bowls, quinoa, energy balls,
Stuff.
whatever. It's all in the freezer, and it's like the most you ever have to do is like add milk or broth, and you just nuke it or blend it or whatever.
Yeah.
So the smoothies, the mint cacao smoothie just tastes like exactly like mint chocolate chip, and the chai smoothie, I don't know what it's called, the chai smoothie, but the chai smoothie tastes just like a chai frappuccino from Starbucks.
almond cold brew is my favorite.
Almond cold brew is awesome.
Oh, you like
I
the
don't like
carrot
coffee.
ginger or whatever, carrot cinnamon,
I
whatever
can't
that
like
was.
the
That was a
carrots,
good one.
the carrot ginger soup, which I think we made with coconut milk,
Yeah,
coconut
probably,
cream,
yeah,
not
yeah.
coconut
Oh,
milk.
yeah.
But anyway, I love them because they're like mostly organic, and again, like I have a code, but we're not. This isn't a paid promotion thing. I just like them because they're quick and easy. So like the smoothies, they give you in a cup, like a straw top, and so you dump the ingredients out, and then you fill it with milk, and then you dump everything into the blender, and you just hit blend and put it back in the cup. What's a better breakfast than that? And they use organic ingredients as much as possible, and they've done a lot to support small farms. And they come really quickly. Our trick is that we order 12 at a time, which is a lot, but that's when you get the cheapest price. So I'll order 12 at a time, and then 2 months later I'll order 12 at a time. You just have to remember to turn off auto reload. What I do is I'll shut it off for 12 weeks, and then they'll be like, oh, your order's due this week, and I'll be like, oh, I should change that order to what we want or cancel it or whatever. But it reminds me like, oh, because I'll forget. Like they're so handy when we had them, but then you forget that they're there. They end up being like $7 a pop, which is not cheap. But again, organic, fresh, and it's all the prep is done for you. So I don't think that there's anything better than that. So that's what, number 4. So you got 2 more.
I'm grateful for my Mac computer that can handle everything I throw at it. And last night I was up till about 1 a.m. working on music, and just no problems at all. And it's just. Yeah, it's fantastic, and we use it to do this podcast. And I would like bring the joy.
I'm grateful that I got approved for an Apple credit card last year. That we were able to put that on and pay 0% interest, because we couldn't even like do Rent-A-Center for a laptop for as cheap as we could do it. We looked
Best Buy.
We looked at every option, and it was just the cheapest method that we could come up with. Yeah. So okay, so you love your laptop. So that's 3 for you. I got a text from my friend Layla today, and Layla is actually my friend Darcy's daughter, and she texted me this morning, and it was actually really funny because I forgot that Layla had gotten a phone. I had she's 11, I think she's 11 or 12 now, but she's a young girl, and you know how it is even with your own kids, you blink and they're grown up, but with other people's kids, if you go 6 months without seeing them, suddenly they've shot up 2 feet. So anyway, she has a phone now. And so she texted me. But I have a friend, Lila. And Lila texts me all the time. And although I should be texting her more, and I need to go over and visit her. Lila, I love you. And that's a whole story. They basically found us our Florida house. Well, we found it. They came and checked it out. So whole story. So I thought it was Lila. And the text message I got, I'm like, Lila, this is the weirdest text message. She's like, I had my bestie over last night for a sleepover. And I'm like, cool.
Hey
Like,
now.
You're like, I don't know how old she is, maybe 40. And I'm like, I'm guessing because I'm 46. I have no idea how old you are. Don't be offended.
Unless she's 26, then you really.
I've never even met her in person.
I know.
Anyway, Lila, I'm like, Lila, why the hell are you texting me at 7 o'clock in the morning about your sleepover? But I'm not going to say that. I'm like, oh, nice. Yeah, no,
Glad
it
you had
was
fun.
Layla.
That's
and
hilarious.
apparently they had chocolate chip mini waffles, which
Ooh.
sounds like an awesome time.
That does sound good.
As if Darcy didn't have her hands full enough with her kids,
Yeah.
she had
She took
extra
extra
ones,
kids.
and she's just an amazing mom. And those girls are going to be awesome.
There's enough of them.
Except-
So even if
except-
a couple of them don't come out
except-
good, your percentages are
except
still
Layla.
all right.
Layla, she basically put a hex on me. We went to dinner one night, and it was hibachi. I'm so itchy, and I don't know why. I swear I'm not on heroin. I would be in a way better mood if I was. I wouldn't care. Like, I'd die. I'd be like, I can't feel a thing. Is that what it's like? Do you know?
I don't know anything about heroin, no.
Okay.
Although I did read an article
Tell
about
your
it once.
friends.
Yeah.
If you could let us know what it's like, that'd be great. I've heard it's like eating, having the, like, it was, I forgot. It was something about having like 5 people lick your tits at the same time.
That's a crowd.
It was in Mad Men, and it was Rosemary DeWitt, and she talked about her heroin addiction.
All right.
Anyway,
It's good work if you can get it.
licking tits or doing heroin,
Or receiving the licking. Either one.
all the above. So what the fuck was I talking about?
Layla, sleepovers, gratitude, texting from people with phones that are your
No,
kid-
we've been this just now, like
heroin.
before heroin.
I don't know.
God,
We
can
need-
you guys
we need a
keep
handler.
us on a plane?
We totally need a handler.
We need a handler. We need a producer. Can somebody tell us what the fuck we forgot we were talking about? I was saying I was grateful for something. Oh, Layla. We're at the dinner table at hibachi, and this little kid is 5 years old. She turns, looks me dead in the eye, and says, "You're gonna die from your heart." And then the parents are like, "Layla, stop that!" And I'm like, "No, dude, I need to hear more about this psychic kid." So anyway, come to find out, I do have a heart problem. So she was right. She's why I went to the cardiologist. And my cardiologist was like, well, you know, statistically speaking, she's not wrong. But
Well,
that
where
is
did the
creepy.
5-year-old go to medical school? That's what your cardiologist should have said.
Well, my cardiologist said, statistically speaking, she's right. You are most likely to die from your heart. So there you go. So you got one more
That's
thing
true. Although there was another little girl at a cookout we went to that came up to Stacy and said, "I don't like you," and the mother said, "That's not nice." So she looks at Stacy and says, "I don't like you. Please." It's
I don't know why
fantastic.
people.
Didn't
well,
know.
a lot of people don't
She
like
didn't
me.
know you.
There's a lovely cookout in Jim's
Every year.
Balls every year that you can go to, little girl.
Jim's Ball is also known as the
That's
state
terrible.
of Rhode Island.
Sorry, you're gonna have to go back to episode
right.
5 for that
This
one.
is
where
all
we
going to become
explained
one big
blur. We're
inside joke.
See, the whole thing is we want you to feel like you're hanging out with us. So you're going to have to get hip to the inside jokes. We can't explain them to you every time. Some people have been dedicated in here from the beginning. They pay attention every night. They rewind. They watch old episodes. They call us. They text us. They tell us how much this inspires them, makes their day feel better.
They freeze frame when my wife makes a
Be one of us.
gesture.
Oh, yeah, when I went, and somebody sent me I had 3 screenshots that sent to me.
You
I'm
just got a
great.
couple more
We have
coming.
like 20 houses, and then we get little videos of this, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I appreciate you. But I think like I'm super grateful for the people that do follow the podcast, the people that have commented, the people that have shared. I'm so grateful for you guys. It's not even funny. If we make money with this one day, great. And I would really like that because this would be a cool job to have. And also, I'm not sure that I'm ever going to be able to get a job anyway. Not that I'm like, not from a health perspective. Like, let's say miraculously tomorrow I'm completely healthy. The things that I have said on this podcast are going to preclude me from ever getting a job, which is why I suppose you're probably more conservative. So
No, that's not why I'm more conservative. I just don't like talking about dicks and balls and circumcision.
But you were married to me.
I
Did
know
you
I'm
know
married
that
to
that
you.
was part of the deal?
Well, it's like, you know,
Did
it's
you
like
think I was going to be
we're
like, oh, look, I found the perfect cock. Now I'm never going to talk about dicks again.
No, I didn't think we were doing. I don't think I was going to tame you by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't need to go off and be my non-authentic self and talk about dicks.
But-
it's not a fascination of mine. As well.
But you're not like you were a little bit more yourself tonight than usual. But usually you're very rigid.
Well, I'm going to come up with different
like,
characters for the podcast. I'm
No,
going to
don't come up with
be
different-
depressed Doug.
No, can you just be yourself? Like that's the thing. People want real because even reality television is so scripted and fake. You can't trust the news. You
Well,
can't
there are
believe
different.
anything.
I have different characters. There's Moist Mouth Doug. There's Clark. There's a few different Dougs.
I don't
There's
like
Bobby
any of
Doug.
those. No, they're
Bobby
awful.
Doug has a
I
Boston
don't mind
accent.
when you do characters,
it's
but
fantastic.
some of them are bad. I will say this: if we were going to fake a podcast, I certainly wouldn't be on it with a ripped dress. Like all these, like normal, like
I have an 11-year-old
podcasty,
sweatshirt.
Vlogger people are all getting their hair and their nails and their makeup done, and it's all like filters and shit. You're not going to get that here. Sorry. Do you want that?
Nobody wants that.
Because we just want you to feel like you're hanging out with us, and this is what you would get if you were hanging out with us. Or we'd probably order a pizza or something. Anyway, let's interact with our little friends and
Go
then
ahead.
call
Yeah,
it
no,
a night.
we've
Let's see
got
what
a few-
everybody's got.
we've got a few.
Okay. Our
Going-
beautiful friends. Okay, wait. Comment mode. Let me see if I can pull it up this way. It's easier to do it on.
It's like NASA. We have computers and we have telecommunications.
It's like NASA in the sense that they couldn't properly manage their budget, and other companies.
Why are you so negative? I'm positive on a podcast. I said last night we went to the moon, or we were going back to the moon. Somebody's like, "Oh, we didn't. We never went." I would like to live in a positive world.
Doesn't
Let's
mean
be
it's not
positive.
just because you don't like. I'm not saying this is the truth in that case or not.
I
do
don't know
have
if
some
we went to
concerns.
the goddamn moon.
But my point is, wanting truth is not the opposite of positivity.
I want good things.
But great, but like you want to live in a fairyland because
I
like
want sunshine.
you
and
can be
lollipops.
positive and also be in reality.
I will say this
Look.
that. Oh, we have our little
Albino gecko is
I
back.
will say this though,
Bunny
this
was here
camera
today.
distorts your boobs. Something. Lean back a little bit. That looks like. That's not. Yeah, that's not.
Okay.
They're not. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
So I want to see all 49 comments.
49 comments. We must have been on fire tonight. People commenting.
Tracy, one of us. We accept you, one of us. That's what we expect from you.
Well,
be one of us.
It's too late
Wear
now.
A ripped dress.
Too late to turn back.
Have your hair be all messy. Have your pajama bottoms on. You gonna show him your pajama bottoms?
I don't need to show them. I
He's
have
wearing
pajamas.
I told him to move the flamingos are a little off center. I told him to move them.
Yeah, I was gonna go
So
over
I
and
don't
do
want
that.
them
I have
to
to walk
see my
around,
pajamas.
go over there.
I'm like, dude, you walk around with your pajamas on.
Well, some
all
of
the
my
time.
pajamas are more
Oh,
revealing
he has
than
one you can
others.
see the fire helmet right through.
And there you go.
Anyway, oh, dude, so we haven't named this gecko, but most of them have names. And I watched one with his Durple today. He was like all blowing that shit out. I had like a whole conversation with him from like this far away. Doug has one that's friends with him that's over in
It lives in the railing.
The railing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of lizard friends. We have Godzilla out front, and one day we're on the phone with the attorney, and Godzilla's running up and down the wall, and this fucking bird comes and gets him, and we're like, oh my god.
It was like wow. Mutual of almost has wild.
It was crazy because we didn't know that like birds came in and ate the lizards, and so we're like, holy shit! And then we're still on the phone with her. We're like, we can't believe that happened. We're still
So
talking
then
to
the
her.
next time we talk to her,
No, we're on the phone with her, and the lizard runs back up the wall. We're like, oh my god, the lizard's alive! Someone must think we're nuts.
I think you're nuts.
She just got $3,000 of our money, so she should be pretty happy.
Well.
Okay, so yeah, I think that the males are the ones with the Durple, and if you see it with a, it's a male. I think.
Does it make that noise? The foo.
Yeah, it sounded like it made that noise when it was here today.
I don't
yeah,
think it
so.
makes that noise.
But is that right? If the males have the Durple and the females don't?
I believe the males have the Durples. Yes.
I may have.
I don't know
a
if that's the
little
actual
OCD.
name for the Durple, but.
My OCF with the floats is driving me crazy. I don't know what that was.
OCD. Yeah, because she's at OCD because the floats are not. I actually mentioned that I was going to go and do it.
He was going to move them.
I was
That's
going to move
so
it.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so that's,
we hear you, and we'll help you next time.
okay.
Either that, or we'll just kick them in the pool and they'll float around, and then everybody can.
I keep trying to see the 55 comments. Okay. But why am I only seeing some? What are you doing?
I was looking to see if I could find any comments that you didn't have.
Can you see them there? Oh, hello, my friends. View all comments. Hello, Anne. We love you. Doug doesn't love you. He hasn't met you yet, but she's going to come hang out with us.
She already left. She said she was leaving.
Wow.
I saw that on the pop up.
Fair
She
weather
couldn't stay with
friends.
us.
Jeez,
We were too
Ann.
much for her tonight.
Just kidding, I love you.
It was too much.
Tracy, thank you always for being here for us. We appreciate you. Oh, that was last night's. I'm reading the comments from last.
Well,
night's
thank you for being
podcast.
around last night. That
Yeah,
was
for those
in the
who-
rain. We were soaked. We had to go in and change our clothes. We were completely soaked because the end of the roof is like right behind our chairs, but it was blowing this way. And yeah, luckily nothing electrocuted.
This works. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to see your comments. I'm doing
Maybe-
something wrong. Okay. Tracy laughed at one point. I'm glad for that. That makes me happy whenever anybody laughs.
She's a laughing person.
And I'm glad that Jeff's here. No, we're just gonna have to go this way. Comment mode.
You just go, hey, yeah.
There you go. Jeff said that he prefers to read the news. I don't agree or disagree with that, but I think it's just so hard to find legitimate news sources nowadays. You just have to basically be your own one-man research team. And it's funny, certainly wouldn't say to go to TikTok for the news, but TikTok will have things that will make me research things. So say I'll see something, I saw something today about, which I haven't researched yet, about how pigs are in China, that, how they're raised in China, like in a building, and they're there from birth to death, and that they don't like ever go outside, and that made me really sad. I don't know if it's actually true. I haven't looked it up yet, but I usually will look things up when I see them on TikTok. One thing I saw that was that Robert F. Kennedy, the guy who's fought so hard against pharmaceutical companies for vaccine injuries, he has actually announced a presidential run, which is interesting. Anyway, the most common form of dwarfism affects the length of bones, in a certain degree the spine and the skull, but it does not affect the size of the penis, and the penis is not part of the musculoskeletal system.
I think Tracy just dropped a CIK about dwarfism on
A
us.
dwarf may actually appear to have a huge penis that hangs to his knee simply because his limbs and torso are so short.
That's a good look.
Good on you, little people. Doesn't that make you want to be a little person now?
No, because I'm probably an inch shorter than I want to be anyway. I don't want to be any shorter than I am.
I had a friend, and it was like a friend of a friend in high school, and he was like a little guy, and my cousin and I went through a phase where we used to convince everybody to show us their wieners, and he showed us his, and it was freakishly large for a little guy. Like, you expect that kind of a dick to be on like a Goliath of a man. Nope, little guy. Like a tripod. Anyway,
It's my wife.
Reagan 2024. I think he's dead.
Not Ron Jr.
Sacred
Ron Jr.
Lies.
could run.
There's a fiction series on Facebook Watch called Sacred Lies. We need to watch it. Maybe. We miss you. I've never met you, but I still miss you because, like, in spirit, you know. Jeff and his family stayed through the hurricane as well. See, the thing is, Jeff, you can swim because you're a diver. He can't swim.
I ain't swim for shit.
Can't swim. I don't sink because, titties. Came down to help. Oh wait, to watch Tom Brady.
Yes.
Do you want
He
to
said I
talk about-
came down to watch Tom Brady. It was a dig on me and my football dislikes of Tom Brady.
My husband hates Tom Brady. He's a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yep. Go Bills.
It's going to be starting up again soon. You're going to hear about it every freaking night.
Yeah, there might be conflict
Please
with
save me.
podcasts. We might need a guest host.
I don't even
Monday
know what
night,
to say.
Sunday night football.
Okay. I'm glad we made you laugh, Adam. If I woke up with a penis, I would swing it around like an elephant trunk. Oh, for sure. You definitely have to do that.
Guilty of that. I will tell you that.
It's totally okay to tell your friends secrets when it helps good ratings. I actually have a story that I told on TikTok that I may need to take down. I don't really talk to the people anymore, but like it's not how I would want to handle it.
Okay.
But by and large,
Nobody watches TikTok anyway.
people watch TikTok, but I don't know that people watch this. But that's not the point. The point is that I would certainly never tell like somebody's secret to be like all blabbing their secrets. I just wouldn't do that. But I do, I will use examples from my life and other people's lives as, like to help someone else. And yeah, I mean, like, I think everything is a learning experience. And if something bad happens to you or something funny happens to you, like,
You have a duty to report it here.
you have a duty to report it. So, I mean, if you're a friend of mine, please feel free to tell me, hey, I don't want you to talk about blah, blah, blah.
I tell you all day, don't talk about this, don't talk about that.
Yeah, but that's different because then I
But
say
we're
to you,
married, and
But then
apparently.
I say to you, what's the point of the podcast? What is the goal
Well, I
of the
like
podcast?
being real, but I
He's
don't
like,
need to
I
hear
don't
about.
want to. I don't want to invite people to the podcast. I don't want them to watch it. And I'm like,
No, that's
whole
not what
goal.
I said. That's not what I said.
What did
There's
you
certain
say?
people on my list that don't need that I don't want to invite to the podcast. Like I know celebrities. I know like
These
there's
are the
people
exact
that, you know,
people that we want to be watching the podcast.
Really, you want
Yes.
Ernie from My Three Sons to
Yes,
watch the podcast?
absolutely.
All right,
I
I'll
want
send it
everyone
him.
to watch the
I'll send it
podcast.
to him. We'll see if Ernie will show Ernesto will show up. There's a joke that we're going to read later. We're not reading that.
The Amish hand warmer joke. Why are we reading it? An Amish woman and
Okay,
her
read
daughter
it.
were riding in a buggy on one cold, blustery day. The daughter said to her mother, "My hands are freezing cold." The mother said, "Put them between your legs. Your body heat will warm them up." The daughter did, and her hands warmed up. The next day, the daughter was riding with her boyfriend and said, "My hands are freezing cold." The girl replied, "Put them between my legs. The warmth of my body will warm them up." He did and warmed his hands. The following day, the boyfriend was again with the buggy with his daughter. He said, "My nose is cold." The girl replied, "Put it between my legs. The warmth of my body will warm it up." He did, and he warmed his nose. The next day, the boyfriend was driving again. The daughter said, "My penis is frozen solid." The following day, the daughter was driving in the buggy with her mother, and she says to her mother, "Have you ever heard of a penis?" Slightly concerned, the mother said, "Why, yes. Why do you ask?" He said, "They make one hell of a mess when they defrost, don't they?" That's amazing. That's
a dirty Amish joke.
I love it. I didn't know that there were dirty jokes about the Amish, but here we are.
Well, we have a great Stacy meets the Amish story. I'll tell that at some point in the podcast.
Also, we have a parallel to an Amish podcast or web series.
Are those people?
Amishy.
Oh, okay.
They're Amish adjacent.
Amish adjacent.
I'm sorry that you can't stay with us, Anne. That makes us sad, but fuck off. Just kidding. I love you. I'm so glad you're Tracy, that you're laughing, and thank you, and we're glad that Doug got it too. Sunshine and farts. I don't know what she's referring to, but yeah, there you go. I think everyone has like 20 resident geckos on their lanai, but I could be wrong. The OCD, the float's running. Yeah, Doug, it was bothering him too. But you're welcome to come down and fix them. Oh my God, that rain was awesome yesterday. I'm so glad we got it. And we didn't have to put water in the pool, so that was even better. Oh yeah, cable news is bullshit. Although I have been enjoying a little burrow here and there.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a fuck you to the mainstream media.
Oh.
Which I'm a big fan of. Anyway, so my pot is like, I've been slowly kicking in, but like right now it just hits, and I haven't had any dinner or lunch today. So I think I need to go inside, and for some reason, being high and eating a tuna sandwich seems weird.
That is a little weird.
So I'm gonna have to come up with something.
And put tuna
maybe
and banana.
Daily Harvest.
Tuna and banana sandwich.
Remind me, I'll put the code in. You guys can get some free boxes. See if you like it. If you like it, great. If you don't, I think if you take my referral code, I get $10 off. Hey, I'll take $10 off, please and thank you. So I'll share that with you guys. But I recommend them.
And in the words of Red Fox, just a reminder, you gotta wash your ass. So it's just friendly.
Maybe you can create an airlock when you do it.
Are we pretty
that's
much
it.
done? We're done for the week. Episode
We'll see
12
you on
is
Monday.
over.
Tell your friends.
Yeah,
YouTube,
I don't know what you're going to do
Facebook,
without us over the
comments.
weekend, but we should have some good stories.
Comment here, message us, whatever. We'll check.
Stand a bell
Love you.
toilet seat. See ya.